Hello and welcome to Desis in Pardes. My name is Adeel.
My name's Annie.
Hi Annie. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, one of Adeel's coworkers here. I am Vietnamese American and I am second generation. My parents are immigrants to America, were immigrants during the Vietnam War, and I grew up in Texas, Oregon, and now I'm here in Seattle.
Nice, awesome. Today I want to talk about Asians and how Asians are perceived in the US.
When you talk about Asians, do you mean Asian? Asian.
I like that.
Because
Asian or Asian?
I have my Indian friends have very clearly told me they are Asian. And I was like, that's new to me. So
well, I'm from Pakistan, and Pakistan, if I wasn't Asian, what continent would I be associated with?
You're right.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
But I know you identify as Southeast Asian because you are from...
Because technically it's South.
It is. Technically it's right. Anyway, so today I want to go over everything I learned about who I refer to as East Asians by watching movies. And because I hadn't met a ton of people from the region until very late in my life. And so most of my knowledge of people from the area came from Hollywood and watching TV shows and such. And so
I have some for you too.
You do?
I didn't meet as many Indian, Pakistani, brown people until I started working here.
Okay.
So it's new for me too.
All right, so I'll throw one at you and you throw one at me. And is it true that secretly all Asians or East Asians know Kung Fu?
Yes, we practice at midnight all together. No, that's not true. We'd all be so much more athletic and not scrawny if so. I think Bruce Lee, Jet Li, Jackie Chan, they made it in media because they had that skill set.
Yeah.
And I really love them. I love them so much, but that is unfortunately not true. But because they were one of the few successful Asians, I think that's why it's propagated.
Right.
Unfortunately and sadly not true.
Yeah. What did you know about my people?
So growing up, I just assumed all brown people wore robes and turbans.
Robes and turbans?
Yeah, because that's what I watched movies and that's what I knew from the Middle East, but then you told me this is not the Middle East, but Pakistan and India. But that was my assumption of media and TV growing up.
Yeah, yeah. There are some people that wear turbans. In India, for example, the Sikhs wear turbans. And did you know turbans became officially part of the uniform of the US Air Force recently?
Yeah, it looks kind of cool. There's like camo.
Yeah.
On it. It's very forward thinking. I wasn't sure if that was an American one or not.
Yeah. But yes, the turbans are a traditional thing that people in some regions, some parts of some countries wear. But no, we don't wear that every day, or certainly I don't. And mostly people that I grew up with, that wasn't a thing. It isn't a thing.
It's true. I can.
But it's cool. I like I think it's very cool.
I thought it was a wardrobe that came from that area. So it was. I was very misleaded. So.
All right, I'll throw one from movies. Ambitious and
in what way? Smart. Sorry.
Good, very good students.
Oh. I believe that there are many smart ones amongst us. The stereotype is that all Southeast Asians, like Chinese, Taiwanese, Japanese, are good at math.
Yeah.
That's so not true.
It's not.
That's so not true. Math is really hard.
Ah.
I'm sure a lot of them are good because they have...
Are you being humble or is...
I'm not being humble. I'm really terrible at it. I think it's also the tiger parent mentality to be good at something even if you're not good at it. So who knows how bad we are at something really. We just had really good parents to force it into us.
So it's hard work. You're wired to keep going at it.
I think so. I think if my parents were meaner, I'd probably be better at math.
Interesting.
I'm okay with how my parents are.
Okay. Yeah. All right, you go.
Another one is bad English.
Bad English?
The way I said it just now was bad English. So maybe it's my own one, but...
Yeah, English is not the first language that we speak at home, but in Pakistan, we were ruled by the British for over 200 years, so they left a strong legacy of us feeling like we need English to breathe and to survive. So a lot of people actually coming from Pakistan, especially immigrants who have gone to school, will actually speak really good English. So, and you're right, and that must exist because every now and then, it doesn't happen as much now in Seattle, but every now and then someone would say, oh, you're from Pakistan? Oh, great, you learned English so quickly, or how do you have such great English? My mom gets it a lot too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure at least my people has a heavier accent in English.
Do you mean my people have
I'm telling you now, I have bad English.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I sometimes speak in mixed Vietnamese English.
Yeah.
And when I speak to people in Vietnam or my family here, I speak in broken English because it's easier for them to understand me. Even if it's my brother who speaks perfect English too, but we will speak broken English to each other because my parents spoke broken English to us.
Yeah. All right, I got one. I got another one. East Asian people are nerdy and shy.
You know, I think that might be a true one.
Okay.
I'm not saying that to represent anybody in Southeast Asian countries, but
yeah,
I think it's a cultural thing to hold back a little before you speak. But maybe it's true for your country too and your people. But at least I lived in Japan for a little bit as well, working, and it's not like here in the U.S. where you just say whatever's on your mind immediately. So it's like just spitting out. But at the same time, it's not shy, it's thoughtful. It's just more community minded.
Oh, absolutely.
But here in Western culture, society, and corporate world, it's looked upon as shy.
Yeah.
So there's a disadvantage to that.
No, I totally get it.
Yeah.
Because in Pakistan also, we're hardwired to respect certain things. And the manifestation of respect is you give other person the space and you will speak after them. And respect is associated or comes from different factors, age being one, or gender, or where they are in the hierarchy, or how long what their tenure is like at the organization. And everyone has a place in that hierarchy. And you learn and you grow up to respect and be aware of the hierarchy.
Yeah.
In the US is more flat, and you're taught almost, I think, to be comfortable taking your space and using your space.
It's great in a way, but it doesn't always. There's good and bad to it.
Okay, good. I get that.
So it's kind of a true stereotype, but the word shy is a very specific point of view to how it's.
Yeah, and shy has negative connotations.
Here it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, one more. Oh, so a stereotype I know of brown people in the media, in movies, is arranged marriages.
Arranged marriages?
Is that true? False?
Well, apart from the fact that I was in an arranged marriage,
which I also knew. Not that I'm trying to tie it together.
We are in love now, so it's a love marriage now. But no, it's not true. It's not true, and certainly not true to the extent where it's like the one thing I didn't like about the movie The Big Sick, which went on to become a big hit with Kumail Nanjiani and made him a star overnight, was how he was perpetuating this stereotype of women being basically there was an album of pictures of girls and you pick one and then you have conversations or then you meet the family, and so that's not really how it works. How I'll describe what arranged marriage was like for me. It was a facilitated conversation where the parents on both sides were the app.
Yeah.
And so they are the app, and then you go meet. I met Manal at her home with her parents, so it's as if two families are meeting and they're kind of getting to know each other, and then you go on and make a decision.
It's much safer than an app.
It's much safer. Yes. Maybe saying that they were an app is an insult.
You know, but this stereotype that it's brown people only is not true, because I know Korean friends, Chinese friends who, from their parents, have given them photos of potential partners. So I think it's the parents' influence of how much they worry about how old their kid is getting.
Yeah.
And all my friends are reaching 30s, 40s now, so if you're not married yet, you will be probably getting photos from your parents. So
Yeah, no, I think it's a great model if it's done right. Because the problem with arranged marriage is when you don't have the choice to say no.
yeah.
If you have the choice to say no, there's no problem. It's one other means by which you can find a potential life partner. So what's wrong with that? Especially in the world day and age we live right now.
You know, it's actually a trend now. Like people in the U.S. will pay money, like non-brown, non-Asian people,
Yeah.
to have a matchmaker arrange their marriage because people are too busy. People can't find the right partner, swiping right and left all the time. It's actually a market now because I'm not kidding you.
No, I'm not. No,
Yeah.
I'm only laughing because that market in Pakistan is a thing, and it's a physical thing also. It's called the Marriage Bureau.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It
a
sounds.
bureau. Oh.
It sounds all, but it's not. It's the Marriage Bureau is a place. It's not always a physical office, but there's usually an auntie who has the database or some
crazy.
diary or someone, and she will help make introductions.
Yeah.
And it's actually pretty good. Okay, last one. Cheap.
Cheap. Frugal? Cheap? Shall we be cheap? Yeah. That is
Frugal is the right way, but I was trying to tease you a little bit by saying cheap.
I mean, my mom calls my dad cheap a lot. So it flies between our families a lot. I think it's true because of who they are and where they came from. Again, they are first generation. They came from nothing. My dad literally came with nothing in his pockets.
Yeah.
My mom had more with support with family here, but I think when they grew up like that, they can't help but be frugal. As a child of that, you can't help but have it embedded in your brain cells that you must be frugal, or you just feel extremely guilty sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what third generation children feel. Maybe they don't feel it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I only thought I had license to tease you a little bit because it applies to my people as well. Brown people are known to be frugal or
cheap.
Yes, and a lot of that is propagated in the West because they have been mostly they know them as immigrants, and immigrants come with a different power in their currency. In my case, for example, I was working for a long time, stopped, so I'm not making any money. I'm coming to a new country which is very expensive, studying or getting education which is very expensive. So my pool of funds is depleting every day in front of my eyes, and so I can't. Frugality is not a choice.
Yeah.
Is not an option. It's not an option for me. To survive, you need it. So I totally get it.
You can't help but follow the trends that your parents had, even if the environment doesn't make sense for it.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, this was super fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And but it's perspective of one individual.
Perspective of one individual. And the big lesson here is that even though some of these things might apply to her people or my people, we are still individuals. I was driving the other day on the highway, and the guy in front of me, a white guy driving in his car, was eating an apple, and he threw it out on the highway.
Jerk.
Jerk, yes. And and I was thinking, if someone sees this, that's just a bad individual. But if I was doing it with the color of my skin, I would be the ignorant, uncivilized, uneducated immigrant.
Your entire people would be judged.
My people would be the ones who are dirty and irresponsible and don't respect their surroundings.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. There's good in people, bad people everywhere. But I think our bad behaviors will be associated with our people.
Yeah. I wish it wasn't like that.
You're sad. I'm sorry. Is this making you sad?
No, it's super true. I just, the awareness of it is something that, I mean, it helps to have discussions about it with your white friends, your brown friends, your Asian friends, your black friends. Sometimes you realize there's a lot in common. Sometimes you realize, wow, I'm super judgy of this group that I shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But I think the conversation helps so that
certainly
we're
help.
Judging each jerk individually.
That's
not
true.
As a group.
That's true. And anyway, we will keep this conversation going in another video where we talk about your experience, Annie's experience as second generation immigrant growing up in immigrant Vietnamese household. Are you up for that?
I'm up for it.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe so you get a pop-up or a notification or whatever it is when I upload the second video. Thank you, Annie.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.